This is Herbie Herbert, longtime manager of Journey, the original manager of Journey, worked with Santana. Klopps Blues Band was his band, and right now he has his own sustainable redwood forest up on the North Coast in an undisclosed location.
That's right.
And this is the puppy.
This is girlfriend. This is the other woman in my life.
Besides Maya.
My girlfriend, besides my wife Maya.
And this is Nicole Sutton and McGee from LuvPlanet.
Oh, nice.
Mark used to play with Greg Allman.
You guys just played here at the, Michael's.
Yeah, this year it's Michael's. Last year it was Marty's. The year before it was Norton's. It's like I'd like to have nobody to name it after next year.
Yeah, true that. But unfortunately, we're probably going to have the name for every year. It's just that time of life.
Yeah.
Happens to be all of our old friends going away. Oh, here's Dave Jenkins from Pablo Cruz. Just good to see old friends here.
Yeah, it's like a reunion every year when we come here into the river. It's really glad to help out, help sell tickets, help all the local charities that we do.
That's excellent.
Good to see you.
Good work. Good on you, Love, dude.
So we got to have you come by Lobster Sunday brunch one Sunday and just hang out during the noon hour.
Yeah.
We do all the Bay Area music celebrations.
Celebrate Bay Area music. That's the best. Best music to do.
Great Doobie Brothers shirt.
I feel like they were Hall of Fame yesterday. I went and bought it.
Yeah.
I thought they were great. Of course, they're not in the Hall of Fame. And neither is Journey, neither is Rush, and neither is Steve Miller.
Rock and Roll Hall
but
of
of
Fame.
course, we defer to Blondie, Velvet Underground, and the great Lou Reed.
Not to mention Donna Summer.
Oh my God,
Because
the
what
earth
she did
moved, didn't it?
What she did for rock and roll.
Important. It's the only word that comes to mind. Important word.
Well, I think it's Jan Wenner.
Artistically, marriage is beyond description.
Jan Wenner moved Rolling Stone magazine out of San Francisco, went to New York, and I think he was jilted by a gay lover in San Francisco.
Something to that
Something
effect.
happened because he's got this Jones about Bay Area bands, and they don't get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Rush is from Toronto. What's wrong with them?
Steve Miller.
He's Bay Area.
Yeah, but he's not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Of course not.
Of course not. Huey Lewis and the News.
Because,
Big Brother without Janice. Not it. Not it.
well, and so
Journey's in good company.
You know what Jerry Garcia did when he was inducted? He sent a cardboard cutout. He showed that, yes, he did. He showed the maximum respect. Well, the most that I would imagine they deserve in the subject. Hey, you know where I'm at on the whole thing? Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland. Really?
Broke Bill Graham's heart.
Oh, are you kidding me? What about Cleveland? I can remember, you know what? I was with Santana, and our first ever appearance in Cleveland happened to be at Kent State on the day of the Kent State killing. Swear to God. And when I left the next day and I drove down Euclid Avenue in the heart of Cleveland, and we crossed over an overramp, and this putrid yellow with sulfur. I said, what is that? To the cab driver, and he said, son, that's the Cuyahoga River. I said, that looks like you could die if you jumped in. He said, hell, last week it was on fire. And I said, what's that? He said, see that fish sign there in the corner store? No fish sold out of Lake Erie. Well, that's where that river comes from. It's our largest freshwater lake in America. Man, what's fresh about that? Not very much. That was 40 years ago, people, when it was clean. Not clean now. Fish come out of there with 4 eyes.
I
think you're right. They talk, they walk, they crawl on their bellies like reptiles. They come right out of the soup.
Thank you for joining us on the air.
You're welcome, Rob.
On our video, we've done videos before. You wouldn't be you if you didn't talk up a storm. This man is responsible for Journey's success because he bent everybody's ear until they listened.
That's right. Shove those.
I watched him work at his office on Green Street, right near the Russian consulate.
No, Union Street. Union Street. 2728 Union Street. In the Livingston Mansion. I bought refurbished every playground, even rebuilt the Palace of Fine Arts, but finally couldn't find anything left to spend money on. They threw me out of the neighborhood. Cal Hollow. You can have a business there. So I ran rock and roll out of there for a long time.
And then you bought what was an embassy before.
No. I bought the Pacific Lumber Company building on the Cohn Fall
Columbus near the old town record.
Columbus and Jones.
And it's a triangle block, and you had the whole block to that one building.
Yeah, beautiful building.
That became Journey's headquarters.
That was us. And then when it was sold, it became the sovereign territory of Indonesia. It's no longer part of America. It's Indonesia.
Yeah.
And that's the Indonesian council now.
Yeah, if you would like to be brutalized, if you're a Buddhist, you can go inside up there.
I had to deal with some guy who kept insisting I referred to him as the Honorable. I remember saying, you know, in this country, you're only honorable by deed. I don't know what you've done. I have a hard time calling you honorable. What did you do?
Abominable, baby.
Abominable, yeah, there you go. Yeah, but that's Indonesia now. What a beautiful property that was. After that, no more partners in real estate for you. Journey guys. If they kept what they owned in real estate, they could have thrown their catalog away.
You did the same job for them that Bruce and you and Bruce are buddies.
Oh, that's me. I mean,
The same job for Journey that Bruce has done for the Doobies.
and we're best friends. I mean,
Likewise, not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Exactly.
Why? Ask Jon Wenner. I'd like to.
Yeah, really, you know, what's your excuse, Jon? But of course he doesn't have to answer to you or me or anybody else. But history will show that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is much more akin to the Hall of Lane. You know? I mean, how do you maintain credibility and put Blondie in there?
Well, I'd be fine with Blondie if it was after all these bands that should be in that aren't in, we're in.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
See, after a whole fashion, yeah, exactly.
Right.
The Velvet Underground?
It's that New York prejudice. He's got an anti-San Francisco Bay Area.
Yeah, East Coast bias.
prejudice.
Same with baseball.
Velvet Underground's not in there. Lou Reed's not in there.
Lou Reed's in there. No, Underground's in there, but Journey and Steve Miller and Rush. That's the whole
Not
point.
even Kiss is in there. And
No,
they're
they just snubbed Kiss. They had Kiss nominated, but they didn't elect them. They were one of the possible bands that go in, but they didn't go in.
What would Jon Wenner know about rock and roll? Really? When did he rock? Just tell me when.
Ben found tours.
Show me a picture, show me a video, something. This guy was as straight as they come. He belongs to New York. He never belonged here. It was aberration that Rolling Stones started in San Francisco. Now, it's Birdcage Liner. That's what it is. Notwithstanding the best,
Get off the fence. Herbie.
the
What
best
do you really
writer in America, though, is Matt Taibbi. He be bad. He knows what the fuck he be talking about. He's flat out the best.
Thank you for sharing.
And how do I really feel?
We want to know.